Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen. Today we will be looking at my Dimir control build. Um, this is one of the decks I've been running for quite a while. Had actually pretty good success with it. You're not running too many creatures, so you have Doom Whisperer at the top end. Again, this is mostly going to be your surveil with disinformation campaigns to deny resources to your opponent. Dream Eaters, it's good to flash in, bounce one of their spells. Eldest Reborn is going to be one of our main win conditions in this deck. Being able to take their creatures and then beat them down with what they have is going to be pretty important. Fungal Infection is really good for dealing with stuff like Midnight Reaper or any of the 2/2s. It's also really good against mono red because you just wait till they attack. You instant speed, fungal infection, put them down to 1, and then 1 toughness, then block with your sapperling it gets. Spell Pierce helps to counter early planeswalkers, stuff like that, so that they don't have ability to counter just yet. Thought Erasure is just really good. Discovery Dispersal is good in any blue or black deck. It doesn't have to be Dimir. Any deck that has the colors of blue or black, Discovery is an excellent card to run in it. You get to look at 3 cards for 2 mana. Like, nothing really beats Discovery. And then if it gets late game enough and they have a threat on the board, you just Dispersal, which gets around hexproof because you're not targeting anything. They are the ones that end up targeting it. So, sideboard. Running an additional Spell Pierce, 4 Duresses, 2 Negates, 2 Golden Demises. Again, this is just to help deal with board clears. I forgot to mention that we have Rituals of Soot, so just helps deal with that stuff. 3 Thieves of Sanity. It's good to take their stuff and use it against them again. I got 3 copies of Unmoored Ego in sideboard. Unmoored Ego, if you watched my last video, I gave a little bit of an explanation of it, but it's a really good card for dealing with like the Bant Nexus Teferi decks, because you can exile all their Nexuses of Fate, so then their win condition goes out the door. So this is really good for dealing with thin decks that have very limited win conditions. So if you play this against a Turbo Nexus deck, you just Unmoored Ego away their Nexuses, and then you Unmoored Ego the Teferi, if you're able to land it. If you know they're playing heavy counter magic, it's always good to make sure you have counter spells open to counter whatever they want to counter. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of this deck. We'll go ahead and hop into some ranked and see how we go. So, I play this deck IRL as well. It's one of those where some matchups you have great success. Like, it doesn't have too bad of a matchup. The worst one's probably going to be mono red if you can't get to your clear fast enough. Like if you get mana screwed, then that's gonna hurt. But yeah, so I like this hand. We get an early Spell Pierce, and then Discovery to find what we need. Dream Eater's gonna come late, but then we have the Ritual Soot. We're 1 mana away from having Ritual available, so we'll be able to see what they are running. Looks like they're running Orzhov. So this is even better, because now I get Escanta for free. The earlier you can get Escanta out and available, the better. Oh, okay. Oh, Esper control. An argument could have been made to keep Spell Pierce up for that, but I like having the Surveil on Escanta before it. Alright, so it looks like they're going to be running tokens if they took ritual. I don't know why they would have taken ritual unless they're running creatures. I'll take this. I'm not going to use it just yet, but start putting stuff into my hand. Get rid of that. Take the Thought Erasure. I can always get Dream Eater back with Eldest if I need to, but I already got one in my hand. So the other good thing about Dream Eater is the Surveil 4 on it. Oh, this is Noxious's deck. The Hero of Precinct 1 deck. Yeah. So he's just going to create a bunch of white weenies and try to swing across the board. So I'm tempted to take his Hero of Precinct 1 because then he'll just double up on all these. And that's a lot to deal with since he took my ritual. I'm probably going to lose his Kanta to Mortify, but I think I'd rather take the Precinct. Kind of want to land or clear. I need board clear here. Now he should Mortify my Escanta. Or else he's going to let me keep it. I've seen some opponents that don't know you can destroy enchantments with Mortify. Even though it says it on the card, they just completely ignore my Escanta more times than not. As much as I want to cram Eldest here, he'll Mortify that for sure. So I think we just wait. And go for Spell Pierce on something. Oh, yeah. Alright, so here we'll try to flash in Dream Eater to kill the Thief of Sanity and bounce his hero. We'll see if he has a counterspell for it. Which he shocked himself, so I'm not sure why he shocked himself. Unless he's planning on playing something. That's 6 mana. Now he could Mortify right now. In which case I would bounce the Thief instead. So Fungal is really good here to deal with Hero of Precinct 1. As long as he attacks with it. So I can just give it -1/-1 and throw a sapling in front of it. Which I will take that. So I probably messed up there since I knew he had Mortify. I should have bounced the Thief instead. Because now he gets one of those ones I just put there. So he took a Disinformation. There's still ways we can win this. We have 3 Rituals of Soot, or 2 more Rituals of Soot left in this deck. Post sideboard, we're going to throw in Unmoored Egos to take out his heroes and thieves. Spell Pierce my own disinformation. Yeah, so that was a big misplay not bouncing that Thief of Sanity. Yeah, because he really didn't care about it. That's game. So we'll go to sideboard. This deck usually gets a lot better post sideboard here. Obviously I'm going to need the clears. Dream Eater's not looking too great. He's running Mortifies, so disinformation's not too crazy either. Let's see. I think I just remove the Spell Pierces and 1 discovery. Let's give that a shot. This deck is usually pretty good post sideboard. If I sideboard correctly. I think getting the Unmoored Egos here to deal with the Thieves of Sanity is going to be huge. And if I get 2 of them to deal with Thief and Hero of Precinct 1, that's going to be the it's going to be most of their win conditions. So wait for opponent to sideboard. But that definitely explains why he took the Ritual of Soot initially. Alright, this is much better. That last one just didn't have enough action. With this one, at least I have the Thought Erasure. Thought Erasure into a Sabotage is going to be great too, because I have all the mana for it. So we'll hit him first here. Kind of looking at taking Thought Erasure, although they can't play it right now because they don't have Black Source, but as soon as they get their Black Source, it's going to be obnoxious. Disdainful Stroke is annoying against like my eldests. I'm going to take Thought Erasure here. I'll leave that there. I want to keep removal pieces up. So he'll Discovery here. See if he bends anything. He must like what he's got on top. Yep, he kept both things on top. That's nice. And here we just pass and wait. We have the counter magics. We can deal with whatever he tries to throw down. It's always concerning when an opponent keeps both of the Discovery at the top, because then you know that they want both of what they saw. Which is, again, that's why Discovery is such a good card. Well, he got his Black Source. I really don't want to sabotage this. But at the same time, I'll let him do it. Duress is a great sideboard by him. Since I don't run any creatures, or I have the one Dream Eater, Duress is usually always going to find a hit on this deck. Alright. So hopefully we can top deck another Sabotage here, which would be great, or just another counterspell. Because he's probably going to look at Bellhaunt if he gets one more black source. Bellhaunt has been surprisingly good. Having an opponent discard a card and then gaining life. It's really good against the mono red. Good thing about Disinformation Campaign is it gets around Disdainful Stroke as well. I'll see what he discards here. And he got rid of Disdainful. Okay. That tells me he's got another counterspell in his hand. Since he knows I have Vraska's and Eldest, there's no reason for him to really bin Disdainful Stroke unless he has a reason for it. We'll just cast down. Here. We'll get rid of Vraska's. So we'll cram Eldest now because he doesn't have a counter. I don't think he runs Spell Pierces in that deck. If he has Mortify, he's got Mortify. But if not, this gives me stuff to get back. I'll probably grab his own Bellhaunt. Again, it's really good. We grab Cast Down again here. Force him to discard. See if this lands. Right. So that's really good. So now we can grab his Thief of Sanity back. He could just consume it, which is fine. So I kind of want to grab the Bellhaunt. Which not only gives me the life, forces him to discard, and then if he wants to consecrate, consume it, then there's 2 cards I get from his deck. Oh. Or he could do that. That's cool too. So we'll just cram another one. I didn't realize he could do that. Okay, that's actually really good against Eldest then. Alright, so he gets my other Eldest. Lyra. Goodbye, Lyra. Again, this is where Discovery Dispersal, because you force them to bounce something and then discard it immediately. And now next turn I can grab his Lyra. And now we're just sitting here in a top deck battle. So if he wants to trade Lyras, I'll trade Lyras. Which, this is just even better. Now all we have to do is avoid Mortifies or creature removal. And we should be good. I'll hold on to the land, there's no reason to really play it right now. Make him think I have counter spells. Did he top deck it? Oh, he top decked something to keep him alive for a little bit. Alright, let's see how my top deck skills are. Cast down, Vraska's Contempt. Land. Force him to give this death touch and we'll just clear the board. We'll be fine.
Oh! It won't. First strike, I forgot.
But this gives him 3 more turns to find what he needs, which is unfortunate. And that's game. Yeah. So these two decks usually turn into top deck battles because all you're wanting to do is remove what the other person has in their hands. Excuse me. So we didn't hit any of our egos. I'll leave one in to help with Thief. Let's see. I think we throw the Spell Piercers back in. Or else the negates. Kind of like the negates. This has been a pretty good matchup so far. Esper control is just Dimir control with the new cards from the newer expansion. If I had a blue source, this hand would be fantastic. But I don't. I think I'll keep here because I still have a couple pieces of removal. And then if I get a blue source on the draw, which I don't. Any blue source just opens this up really good. Alright, well, he takes his content. It's a huge benefit of going first, so you can get your Thought Erasure in matchups like this. Whoever's able to Thought Erasure first typically ends up winning. Okay, so he didn't like any of what he saw. Well, now it looks like we're playing mono black, so that's cool. We at least have Ritual of Soot opened up. So his Hero of Precinct 1's not too big of a threat right now. I mean, obviously it's still a threat because he probably has counter magic in his hand. Which we know he's running Disdainful Strokes, so Disdainful Strokes gonna hit. Him down. Guess we have the land to discard. And we'll just cram Eldest. I want to get this out fast, at least in this matchup, even if I'm not getting advantage with the creature from it. Solely because the fact I know he's running counter magic, and he left himself with 1 mana open. He'll probably take Ritual of Soot here. I don't really see him taking anything else. Yeah. He got flooded with lands, it looks like. I'm pretty sure he already knows about. That's the one thing I wish about this game is they gave you like what he has knowledge of. Take the life gain, make him discard. We can cast this down before it gets targeted. So that way it doesn't go back to him. Which is nice, because if this went back to him, then I have to discard an extra card, so it's better to just take out the deputy right now. So he kept both of what he found on top. Which means he's going to hate this. And now the slow, methodical beatdown ensues. We have Vraska's Contempt to deal with this, so that's fine. Top decks are great. Thought Eraser just for the surveil here. Okay. I can't block, so I might as well swing in. Hopefully he only gets lands, which would be fantastic for me. Disdainful Stroke. Sabotage. Shoot. Well, if nothing else, I can race him with Bellhaunt. So I'm going to be clocking him for 4 damage a turn. Let's see what he takes. Well, he left a Vraska's Contempt, so let's have another one. There we go. That's where board clears like that. Golden Demise is really good against Thief of Sanity and those style decks. I don't know why he shocked himself for 2 there. What does he bring back? He probably brings back Thief. This land. This is going to help a lot. Because it'll flippy floppy on my turn, as long as he doesn't have Mortify. But he should have Thief of Sanity coming back, or Deputy of Detention if he doesn't want me to flip Wisconsin, which could have very well been possible. You know, I'll keep this. So we take 1 more hit from Thief. Hopefully he doesn't grab anything too good. Now that we have Escanta flip, though, this matchup is a lot nicer to us. We just have to get around his counter magic he has in his hand. So now he knows I have Unmoored Ego. So we'll see if he goes to try to get me to discard. Which he doesn't. And I have an answer to if he tries to. Dovin. Wow, he's got a Teferi in here. Maybe I should have named Lyra. Looks like he's got more Lyras than. Well, he's running a lot of 2-ofs, which is interesting to me at least. Again, we're here on a top deck battle. Again, you can see the just power of just Escanta right here. I'm not going to campaign because I want to leave the gate open. Yep. So he's got 2 turns. He's got 2 turns to find an answer. And I'll be able to get Escanta to hopefully find another sabotage. So this should be a win. And now opponent is going to rope. Yeah, he knew. So, again, you can see just the sheer power of Escanta. Hey, we made it to gold. Nice. And again, like I said, this deck gets really good post-sideboard. We'll go ahead and play one more. Working to climb that ladder. So, he had a really interesting deck. He was running a lot of like 1 and 2-ofs. I thought he was running more Thieves of Sanity. That's why I named that with Unmoored Ego. But I guess he just had the 2. Ugh. If I had one more land, this hand's great. If I had a land, this hand's great. Ugh. There's no way I win this one. Unless in my next 2 draw, I get another land and Ritualist. It's the only way I come out on top on this one. Either way, this stuff's gonna hurt. I'll make him pay the 2 more mana, just in case he has any more burn spells in his deck, or in his hand. That way I don't get burned with anything else this turn. Not what I need, not what I need. Land is what I need. Alright. Ritual Soot is going to be right here. Ritual Soot's right here. If he doesn't play anything else, he should have skewered first. He missed out on my damage. He got it. Mulliganing down to 5, and that matchup is not good. But this means all the duresses are going to come in. The golden demises come in. Doom Whispers. I'll leave the Doom Whisper. Eldest is not going to do much at all in this game. Golden Demise, Rituals of Soot. Those are my 2 game plans, really. Fungal is still good. These are all still good. Eldest just is way too slow for what they're running, which hurts it. Dream Eater, again, it's way too slow for what they're running. I gotta get stuff that gets me out onto the board quickly, or lets me start whittling their hand size down quickly. So that's where Duresses and Thought Erasers are gonna come in. Gosh. I'm gonna keep this just because of the discoveries. He mulled the 6. He liked my solid times. Spear Skewer. Okay, this is great. Thought Erasure here is fantastic. So Light Up the Stage is an obnoxious card. I don't need any more lands. So he's stuck on just one. Okay, well, he got a second land. So ping me, skewer the critics, and another spear skewer. So leave one open for Spell Pierce. And again, the power of discovery. Power of discovery. The power of discovery. Come on, play your other spear. Play your other spear skewer. I'm gonna just Spell Pierce this, I don't want to take it. You can't pay for it, so drop your other spear skewer. Thank you. Ritual Soot's really good here. I'm fine with just dispersing here and forcing him to discard stuff that he doesn't want. I will take this every day. And now we get Escanta out. So we should have turned the corner. Obviously you never really turn the corner against mono red because there's always the chance that they just top deck you to hell, and then you're left here twiddling your thumbs, asking why. I'm surprised he hasn't Flame of the Keldon yet. Oh, it's even better. He really should have flamed. I don't know why he didn't. Because now he loses that card. And now he just sits here in top deck. Granted, Runaway Steamkin's really good for him. But Alvraska's content just for the life gain. Puts me out at double strike range, so makes him use extra spells to try to hit me. Board control. So he's never going to keep anything in his hand, so Thought Erasure doesn't really do much for me. Yeah. So keep in mind, we still have the Doom Whisperer in the deck. It's just a matter of getting to it. So Sabotage will be good here for Surveil. This just hits for 2. So. Now we lose to strikes or skewers. Yeah, this deck has a bad matchup against mono red. Like if you can't get what you need early, then even though we kind of turned the corner there, you can see where mono red doesn't need much. Maybe I shouldn't have taken out the Eldest Reborns there. To at least get a creature back and start putting pressure on him. But, oh well. Well, that is my Dimir control deck. Leave comments. Let me know what you guys think in the down below. But yeah, I have a lot of fun with this deck. This is one of the main decks I run. Until next time, have a wonderful life.